The truth behind J.D. Salinger.
The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger is narrated by Holden Caulfield, a young man who recounts a 3-day experience. The Catcher in the Rye remains one of the most significant novels affecting many readers' lives and shot Salinger into the public eye. It is well known that the overwhelming fame caused Salinger to become a recluse by moving to Cornish, New Hampshire. However, what is less known is that Salinger wasn't actually alone. He had multiple different women who he lived with and was allegedly controlling and in some ways abusive. Some suspect his desire of reclusion is hinted at in The Catcher in the Rye.
Holden's desire to escape society reflects Salinger's behavior in real life. Like Salinger, Holden grew up in New York City. They were both sent to private schools where they were expelled for failing to apply themselves. Throughout the novel, Holden fantasizes about living in isolation, mirroring Salinger's step away from a public life. When Holden states, "I thought what I'd do was, I'd pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. That way, I wouldn't have to have any goddamn stupid useless conversations with anybody." It shows the similarities to Salinger's refusal to speak to the press. These parallels make it easy for the public to project the image of a tortured artist onto Salinger, allowing them to sympathize for him, hiding the deeper truth about his time alone. Despite the belief that Salinger spent years alone, he had many women in his life, most of them significantly younger than him, one being Joyce Maynard, 18-year-old writer who attracted attention when the New York Times published her article, "An 18-Year-Old Looks Back on Life." 53-year-old Salinger wrote her a letter about her article, sparking a relationship between the two of them. Maynard loved the approval of a famous writer. Her days began to revolve around her trips to the postal office, picking up letters from Salinger. Maynard eventually moved in with Salinger and dropped out of Yale. During her time with Salinger, she adopted his raw food diet. Occasionally, they would go out for a pizza with Salinger's 13-year-old son, because he would do anything for his son, Maynard explained. After dropping him off at his mother's, Salinger would instruct her to throw up the pizza. Their relationship eventually ended after 11 months when he handed her two $50 bills and told her to leave. Maynard then released her memoir, At Home in This World, including the details of life with Salinger. Holden Caulfield's story made readers perceive Salinger as an overburdened writer who chose to live in isolation. But in reality, Salinger was not alone. His relationships with younger women reveal a darker side, showing how the image of J.D. Salinger doesn't match the truth.